loft filled with canvases. To one side are a table, chairs, and small cabinet. At rise, Aldo Branzini, an older, dishevelled artist, stands at an easel painting. Aldo daubs at his palette and realizes some colours have run out. He sets it down and wipes his hands on a paint rag. He takes out his iPhone and hits record.
Note to self. I need more vermilion and cerulean blue.
He spots some ratty brushes on the floor, picks them up.
And a dog. Oh, and a dog got into my brushes again. I need to get some new ones. Or maybe a toothless dog.
There's a knock at the door.
Hold on.
Puts away his iPhone, then answers the door. Standing in the doorway is Benjamin Cox, a middle-aged, well-dressed man. He holds a painting.
Yes.
Are you Aldo Branzini?
Yeah.
The artist?
Uh-huh.
Would you mind if I come in?
I'm kind of in the middle of something, and you are...
Benjamin pulls a gun.
An art critic, I suppose.
No, I'm Benjamin Cox, a sucker who bought one of your forgeries.
Oh!
He backs Aldo up and closes the door behind him.
I saw you on the news. They put you on trial. You confessed to being a forger.
Well, no. Actually, that's not what I said. What I said was I do paintings in the style of painters of the past.
And then you put your names on them.
True.
And then those paintings get sold to people like me who think they're originals.
Well, they are originals. They just happen to be mine.
But you pass them off as being painted by others.
I see your point.
And after you admitted all that, they let you go?
No, I posted bond. I don't have to report to jail for another few days.
Unbelievable.
You seem unhappy.
Unhappy? No, I'm furious. I paid $500,000 for that piece of shit.
You did? Let me see.
Benjamin shows it to him.
Oh, I remember this one. It's in the style of Max Ernst.
No, it's not just in the style of Max Ernst. It has his name on the body. I was told by experts that it was a Max Ernst.
Well, experts. You can't trust them, can you? Then again, it certainly looks like a Max Ernst, doesn't it?
Yes, my God, the colors, the composition, who wouldn't be fooled by this?
Exactly. So it's a great painting, right?
What?
It's a great painting.
That's not the point. The point is I paid $500,000 for it.
Cheap at twice the price, if you ask me. Can I get you anything? Water? Tea?
You can get me my money.
Ah, well, that's going to be difficult.
Benjamin again points the pistol at Aldo.
But we can certainly talk about it. Here, sit.
You do have the money, yes?
Well,
What?
you know, everybody has to take a piece. The auction house, Uncle Sam, the bond. Oh, Jesus.
I want my money!
Let me ask you something. Why did you buy the painting? Did it speak to you? Did you fall in love with it?
What? No. I liked it. I wouldn't say I loved it.
And then you shouldn't have bought it.
It was an investment. I was told if I invested in this painting, I could sell it in a few years for $600,000, maybe $700,000.
So that's why you bought it. Because Max Ernst would be a good investment.
Yes.
Because he's famous.
Yeah.
And how did he become famous?
How did he? By painting great works of art.
Well, yeah, but also by dying. See, most of the artists don't become rich and famous until after we're dead. Until then, we're usually just a bunch of broke nobodies. But once we die, whoa, we're geniuses worth loads of money.
Yeah, it's called supply and demand. When the supply stops, it makes the demand greater.
And that's what you demand. Paintings by dead men.
Talented men.
And I don't have talent?
Well, yes, obviously you do. You have to have talent in order to copy a painter like him.
Or like Paul Clare? Or Andy Warhol?
He points out a canvas that is done in the style of Clare,
Oh.
and he points out another.
Oh my God, you did these too?
Oh yeah, there are 10 or 12 painters I do.
How can you do this?
Well, years and years of practice. I see what you mean. Well, it's not like I'm trying to pass off paintings that already exist. It's not like I'm saying, oh, look, I just happen to have the Mona Lisa. Would you like to buy it? None of these paintings are copies of famous paintings. These are works that those artists might have gotten around to painting one day. They just never did.
So you did.
Yeah.
And then you put their names on there.
Well, if I put my name on there, you would have said, who the hell is that guy?
Exactly.
That's just not right. You know, there's a famous Swiss collector called Boiler. He called a Rothko I did sublime, unknown masterpiece. It's hanging in his museum right now.
I can't believe this. You think it's right to sell your works this way?
You know the saying, if fools don't go to market, fake wares wouldn't be sold.
You calling me a fool?
He raises the pistol again.
No. Present company excluded. You know, you can put the gun away. It's pretty obvious I'm not a violent criminal. I'm not going to stab you with my paintbrush or something. Are you sure you wouldn't like something to drink? How about some grappa? I find it very conducive to seeing things a new way.
Go ahead. I would never deny a man a last drink.
El molto gentile. That's very kind. Please sit. You know, you look familiar. Were you in the gallery the day the painting was auctioned?
He opens a cabinet, withdraws a bottle and 2 glasses.
No, I had a representative do the bidding for me.
I could have sworn I've seen you before.
They sit down. Benjamin places the gun in his lap as Aldo pours. He hands Benjamin a glass and toasts him.
Salute.
They drink as Aldo continues to stare at him.
So, you're a collector.
I collect a lot of things.
Must be nice to have that much disposable income, I mean.
Yeah, it is.
And how did you acquire this fortune, if I may ask?
I'm in financing at First American Investments.
Ah, banking. Gambling with other people's money.
No, not gambling, investing. Allocation of capital, mergers and acquisitions. I suppose those concepts might be too complex for an artist to comprehend.
Subprime mortgages, collateralized debt obligations, credit fraud, swaps.
Oh, you've heard of those.
I try to stay current. Wait, the hearings before Congress, that's where I know you from. C-SPAN. We've both been on television.
All right.
No, you were subpoenaed by the Congress.
I was asked to appear. I was asked to come in and provide some information so people could understand what our bank had done to help people.
To help them. Didn't your firm give back billions in bad loans to people that couldn't pay them back?
That's what the Senate committee asked. And I'll tell you what I told them. You're not being fair. We didn't know for sure those loans wouldn't be repaid.
Then why did you take out billions in insurance policies, betting that those folks would default? Because when they did, your firm made a killing.
Which is perfectly legal.
Why?
What?
Why is it legal?
Because the politicians who write the laws say so.
And how much money has your firm contributed to the election campaign?
Oh, wait now.
No, you and the Wall Street boys and the hedge fund operators spread out a ton of money to the politicians so that they'd be able to stay in office. Then those politicians write laws saying you big contributors never have to go to jail.
Don't try and turn this around and pretend that I'm the criminal. What you did is a felony.
It only proves one thing.
What?
I should have given millions to Congress too.
And then it would be okay to use someone else's signature?
Isn't that what you guys did with all that robo-signing?
Oh, come on.
What? You did! You and the other banksters hired people to sign hundreds of mortgage foreclosures without even reading them or knowing any of the facts about them. Then the notaries notarized their affidavits. That was all fraud too, wasn't it?
It's different.
You're right. It's very different. I create beauty, you create homeless people.
I'm not the one who signed them.
He points the pistol at
Okay,
Aldo again.
okay. Could I ask, what is a banker doing with a gun anyway?
What do you think?
I don't know. I just thought the easiest way to rob a bank was to buy one.
Aha! I don't own my firm, and I didn't rob anything. After the stock market crash and the congressional hearings, I began to get some death threats.
What a surprise.
My attorney suggested I start carrying a gun for self-defense.
Or for shooting artists.
Maybe. In fact, didn't you say death is what makes an artist's work valuable?
He
Right?
cocks the pistol.
Me and my big mouth. But you don't want to kill me. You'd be the one going to jail, not me. And I'm guessing that if you can afford to pay $500,000 for the painting, you must have a pretty nice lifestyle. You wouldn't want to lose that, would you?
I'll think about it.
Nice of you to consider my posthumous reputation, though.
Don't mention it. You know, I'm not just some rich schmuck who collects things. I really do appreciate art.
Good for you.
I have quite a number of beautiful pieces. In fact, I just acquired a small piece by David Hockney last month that all my friends... Oh, no.
What?
It's not one of yours, is it?
No, I don't do Hockney. But you'd be surprised how much of my work is in rich people's living rooms, art galleries, the big galleries.
Seriously?
Yeah, oh yeah. In fact, the last time I was looking at all my work hanging in the Art Institute, I remember thinking, I should have signed my name and then forged the famous artist's name on top of it in disappearing ink. Then after a few years, their names would fade away and my name would magically appear. And everyone would say, huh? I always thought this was by Matisse, but it's a Branzini. Oh, look, and this one too, and this one too. They're all by Branzini. Who knew he was so prolific?
You're actually proud of what you've done, aren't you?
Kinda, yeah. The prosecution did say I was the best in the world. So you see, killing me makes me famous. To make me famous isn't really necessary. I'm already famous.
You are not.
You said you saw me on television, didn't you? That's the epitome of fame in America.
Oh, please.
How many other artists have you seen on TV?
Okay, not too many. So what? So what if you have some fame now?
So that painting you bought is already going up in value.
No way.
Oh yeah, you wanted to buy a painting by a famous artist, right? Well, congratulations, you've done it. I've been on TV, I'm in the press, so I'm famous now. In fact, if you like, I'll take Max Ernst's name off it, and I'll paint my own on it.
Wait, what?
Takes the painting, puts it on the easel, re-signs it.
Wait, what?
Your rich friends are going to be so jealous. Oh my God, you have a Branzini. He's famous. You only paid $500,000? You lucky bastard. There, that should draw in a few minutes.
You really think you belong in the same company as famous artists?
Look, you like the Warhol, right?
Very impressive.
You'd pay $1 million for a Warhol, wouldn't you?
For an original Warhol, I might.
Do you know what Andy Warhol called his studio? The factory. Do you know why? Because that's what it was. He had all these people scattered all around the studio doing all the work for him. Painting, silk screening. And then when they were done, he would sign it. You see, a lot of the work today is done by Warhol's, was done by his assistants. People are just buying the name.
Shit. But okay, you're talking about one artist.
Well, there's also Rembrandt.
Oh no, don't tell me that.
Botticelli, Titian, Rubens. A lot of their works are actually done by their studio assistants.
You're just saying that to excuse what you've done.
Oh no, it's true. And now that you know that, are their works not masterpieces anymore?
I'm getting confused.
Benjamin pours himself another drink. Aldo strolls among the canvases.
These artists, and I don't mean just painters, but real artists. They were people who came up with a brand new idea or technique, and then they would teach those ideas and techniques to their assistants, who would then do the work. So I like to think of myself as a faithful assistant to these artists. I just happen to be assisting the ones that have already died.
Really?
Yeah, it's like I channel them. I I channel them into me. Branzini!
Branzini. You know, I never heard of you before this. Is that an Italian name?
I guess.
Don't you know? Oh, wait a minute. It's not your real name, is it?
It's one of them.
My God. Is there anything about you that's real?
The talent! The talent's real!
You do say so yourself.
No, you said it too.
Yeah, all right. But if you have all this talent, why didn't you put your works out using your own name? Whatever it is.
At first I did. When I was first beginning, I couldn't get anyone to buy my work. And I couldn't figure out why. Because it was so good. Then I realized after a while that talent's not enough. You have to have the emotion or the personality that makes someone truly great. Picasso had a volcanic passion. He once said, every act of creation is the first act of destruction. Van Gogh had visions. Caravaggio, religious fervor. I didn't have any of that. I'm not really a very emotional guy. I could take apart others' artist's technique the way a jeweler takes apart a watch. And when I started to put the watch back together again, when I started to paint like them, I suddenly could feel the way they once did. I could feel the world instead of just looking at it. Ever since then, for short periods anyway, I get to be the real artist instead of just a painter.
So you're like a chameleon.
I wish. If I want to change colors, I have to open up tubes and squeeze them onto my palette. That reminds me.
Takes out his iPhone again, speaks into it.
Don't forget the flea market this Saturday for more antique frames. Oh wait, I won't be here, will I? Never mind.
Don't tell me. You buy old frames to help convince people the paintings are old too.
Yeah, old canvases too.
You know, if collectors like me begin to think all we're buying is fakes, we'll just pull out of the market.
Good. Then the prices will come down and everyone can have a Chagall or a Rothko. I mean my visions of them.
You can't do that.
Why not? You burst the housing bubble, maybe I'll burst the art bubble.
I forbid you. Collectors expect to buy originals.
Yeah, and the experts will tell you that they are. You know, there's a myth that there are only certain people that know what is art and what isn't art. But when I realized how often experts got fooled by forgers, it meant you couldn't trust them. See, a lot of so-called experts are collectors too, so they have a vested interest in saying this is a painting, is whether or not this painting is authentic.
Because that drives the price up.
Exactly. For them, and for the auction houses, for the museums, who knows what art is? Marcel Duchamp once put a used urinal on display. And sure enough, the expert said, "My God, this is such fine art."
Well, great. I have 5 bedrooms in my house. I guess that qualifies it as an art gallery.
Yeah, which means you should buy even more of my paintings to hang there. Come on, you've already got one of these. We're fellow criminals, supporting each other.
Stop saying I'm a criminal. And, by the way, if you're such a criminal mastermind, how did you get caught?
I was doing another Max Ernst painting and I wanted to have an area that was all white. Well, there's this very beautiful shade of white called titanium white. So I used that. Then the buyer got suspicious for some reason, hired a scientist who took a little sample from the canvas, put it under the microscope, and identified it. It turns out titanium white hadn't been invented when Max Ernst was painting. Too bad. It's a really nice white.
What kind of white did Ernst use?
I don't know.
Well, maybe you should channel him and ask.
You do have a sense of humor.
You
Benjamin
know,
pours himself another drink.
you know, this is pretty good shit.
Yeah, well, outside of art supplies, good booze is the only luxury I indulge in.
Well, see, by killing you, I'll be doing you a favor. If you went to jail, the only alcohol you'd get would be fermented prune juice cooked up in the toilet by your cellmate.
Ew.
So bottoms up.
And guns down.
How much time were you supposed to do anyway?
I think they said 6 years.
So were you planning to sell all these other paintings before you went away?
Some, like I said, they'll probably be worth a lot more after you, After I'm gone, I suppose the rest should go to my girlfriend.
Oh, yeah? Wait, is she here?
No, she got out when the feds were closing in. What about you? Is there a Mrs. Cox?
Oh, yeah.
Is she an art lover too?
Well, she loved it enough to take half of it with her when she left.
Oh, sorry.
Don't be. I guess we both suck the women.
So we're kind of alike. In fact, I used to use your bank.
You mean you had an account with us?
No, I took out a big insurance policy and put one of my on one of my fake paintings, and I paid to store it in one of your vaults. Those insurance documents were supposed to be proof of the work's value, you know? So I get the investors, not unlike yourself, to buy shares in the painting.
Because over the years, the value of the painting was supposed to go up.
Uh-huh. These people never even saw the painting. They just owned a piece of it.
My God. Wait, is my firm liable for this? Is it still there?
Oh, no. I took it out and did the same thing in 3 different banks in 3 different cities.
You son of a... you know what? I'm not even mad. You wouldn't believe the shit that banks do. I found out that there were major banks that had been laundering billions of dollars for the drug cartels for years.
What?
Oh yeah, because they knew that the regulators, the SEC, everybody would look the other way because it made the economy grow. Don't ask how, don't rock the boat, everything's going up.
Until it went down.
And even then we all got bailed out.
And you're still making your 7-digit salary?
It's funny. You think it's important to make all that money, to be able to buy all these things, the penthouse, the cars, the artwork. And then you wind up in an empty home with no one to share it with.
You could always quit.
And do what? Like you said, too late to become a brain surgeon.
Well, if you're that unhappy, maybe you should do something therapeutic on the side.
Yeah, right. Like painting?
That's not a bad idea. Come on!
He puts a fresh canvas on the easel and hands Benjamin his palette and brush.
Oh, get out of here! I don't know how to paint anything!
Then you'll do abstract. You know what Picasso said? If I paint a wild horse, you might not see the horse, but you sure as hell will see the wildness. Go wild. Go on. Come on. How do you feel? How do you feel about your wife leaving you?
Bitch!
Yeah, tell her.
You should have stayed. I loved you!
Start stabbing at the canvas with more and more pain.
I gave you everything. You had no right to take half of it with you. I loved you!
Keep going. Who else? What about the congressman? Who made you testify?
Oh, those fuckers.
Continues with even more violent brush.
You hypocrites are asking me questions. You take $175,000 a year to sit on your asses and do nothing? Here's to your 3 martini lunches, and your golf games, and your sucking up to everybody who gives you money to get anything done. Fuck you! Fuck it! Fuck it all! Fuck all of you!
Steps back, drops a brush, looks at Aldo.
You want to sign it?
Oh, yeah.
Picks it up, signs it.
See, you have the emotion of a great painter.
Yeah. I guess so.
They both stand for a moment contemplating his work.
So, you think it's worth anything?
Not a penny. But that's not the point. It's a creative outlet. And that was very creative. In fact, if you don't mind, I'd like to keep it.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not going to sign some famous painter's name to it and pass it off as a masterpiece, are you?
I wouldn't worry about that. Tell you what, I'll trade you for it. You like the Warhol, right?
Yeah.
We'll swap.
Fetches the Warhol.
You mean like a credit default swap?
Right. Only with art.
He hands him the Warhol painting and the one that he walked in with.
Now you've got 2 paintings for the price of one. So, are we good?
Yeah, what the hell. You're kind of sad. You're too sad to shoot.
No, I agree. Save your bullets for a happier man.
Plus, I'm pretty drunk. I'd probably shoot and miss you anyway. Yeah, all right. I guess I should be off then.
He gives Aldo an awkward hug and heads for the door.
Oh, wait. If you're going to take the Warhol, you should take the Provenance too.
Removes a paper from a desk drawer and hands it to Benjamin.
What?
The Provenance. The document that shows how the work has passed from owner to owner through the years. It confirms its genuineness. If you got one with the artist painting, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I did. Wait, so the painting is real?
No, I forged the Provenance too.
Oh, Jesus. All right, I'm leaving. Maybe I'll see you in 6 years when you get out.
Maybe. Or maybe I can get some time knocked off by trading some paintings with the warden.
Yeah, that's a brilliant idea. More crime. Why don't you just forge a pardon from the governor?
Aldo turns and stares at him, delighted at the idea.
Hey!
No, that was a joke.
No, Benjamin, I like the way you think.
You are a sick man.
He exits with the paintings. Aldo crosses to his work desk, picks up the iPhone, and takes center stage.
Note to self. Research where to acquire government issue stationery. From the office of the governor to Warden Smith, Bennett Penitentiary. Dear Warden, it has come to my attention that a prisoner named Aldo Branzini is serving time there. I feel he is deserving of an immediate and full pardon.
The lights begin to fade.
After all, where would our great country be without her artists? In my opinion, Aldo Branzini is a true original.
The end.